Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very excited to talk to you about Elrond, a smart contract platform that has been absolutely killing it. I think has a very good chance of performing very well over the long term and has recently corrected and is forming a descending triangle near a breakout. So in this video, I'm going to run through some technical analysis, talk about what I see happening both short term and long term. So if you like the sound of that, like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell icon to be notified of new uploads. Because folks, look, I was ringing the alarm bells on Elrond all throughout these ranges here. Back when we were in this kind of descending triangle, I was making videos, you can look back, saying under $40, I think Elrond's likely to explode. I think Elrond has a very good chance of performing very well in the long term. And look what happened afterwards, folks. We absolutely exploded. It went up almost over 450%. Like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell icon to notify new uploads as well. Check out our Discord group. Link to join that will be down in the description below. Now, interestingly, Elrond seems to be forming a descending triangle here, which means we're likely to have a breakout soon. Kind of the base of this thing being from 120 to 130. Okay, and so if we start to fall below that, very bad news bears, very no bueno. I've drawn some resistance lines based off previous peaks that I think we have a good chance of reacting off of. So let's kind of try and figure out when we're likely to have a breakout with Elrond. I think we're likely to have a breakout within the next 4 days. 9 days max with Elrond. So if we break out bullishly, I think, you know, just without even having to do this, you know, let's say we break, I think we have a very good chance of testing all-time highs if we break out bullishly from these red resistance lines here. Now, if we break down bearishly, I think kind of one of the most important support levels here, if we go to the 4 hour, is the 100 EMA on the 4 hour. I would take a dollar cost averaging approach whenever you're trying to get exposure to crypto assets, because, you know, let's say you find a project that you like, right? You think has a good chance of doing very well over the long term. You're not too sure if it's going to go up or down in the short term. So what you do, and the approach I take when accumulating, is I buy a little bit now, a little bit more for dips, a little bit more for dips, a little bit more for dips. So if the 100 EMA has been acting as support on the 4 hour for Elrond, so if we touch that again, which is, you know, just about 130, 131, that's where I would buy a little bit. If this cannot hold 130 to 120, if that cannot hold, I do think Elrond has a good chance of falling from $95 to $100. The 200 EMA on the 4 hour is right there, and we get a spike in volume right about here, sideways price action here, and also the 618 fib level is right here. I think $100 is going to act as strong support, both psychological, spike in volume, sideways price action, fib level there, and 200 EMA on the 4 hour. If 120 to 130 can't fall, I think we're falling there, and I think that has a good chance of holding as support. It's a very strong support. Now, let's say that doesn't hold as support. Then in that case, I think we have a good chance of falling from $75 to $55. If we fall to these levels, I would personally consider that the blessing of a lifetime. That is definitely where I would be placing my buy orders from kind of 100 to 105 is where I would personally do it. You guys do you. I'm not a financial advisor. These videos are not financial advice. I do think over the long term, Elrond has a very good chance of performing well. Now, let's take a look at our technicals to try and get a sense of how Elrond looks like on our indicators. So look at this. We had a bearish crossover on the daily MACD. Very no good. Very bad news bears. Very no bueno. Yeah, so daily looks bearish, except the stochastic RSI is in the oversold region. Looks like it wants to have a bullish crossover. Let's take a look at the 12 hour. Yeah, not looking too hot either. Looks bearish. Let's take a look at the 6. Okay, so 6 is where we start to see some signs of some strength. MACD starting to take up. Weighted MACD, bullish crossover on the way up. Stochastic RSI on the way up. RSI still in downtrend. So 6 hours starting to see some signs of some strength. 4 hour, oh, are we getting bullish divergence with the RSI on the 4 hour? Let's take a look at this. Kind of, sort of bullish divergence, kind of, sort of. Not really convincing. Stochastic RSI on the way down. Weighted MACD, bearish cross on the way down. So yeah, we're not getting a confluence of reasons. This is not very confident. So let's take a look at the 2 hour. Weighted MACD might have a bullish crossover. 2 hour stochastic bullish crossover, although it doesn't want to have that leg up. Take a look at the 1 hour. See, we're not seeing a whole lot of strength. We're seeing some signs of strength. So let's kind of summarize what we see here. Larger time frames look bullish. We're starting to see some signs of some strength on the hourly time frames, but we're not getting a confluence of reasons. So what does this translate to? Well, ultimately, I think we're just in this very macro descending triangle. We're in an apex, very likely to see a breakout within the next few days. Also, interestingly, we can see there's a cluster of EMAs both above us and significant support below us. So I think we're just range bound between these two areas, these cluster of EMAs here acting as resistance, and the 100 EMA acting as support, and the spike in volume acting as support. So I think we're very likely to just range bound in between 130 and 145 until we break out. If whatever we break out of those two ranges, I think we're very likely to trend in that direction for quite some time. And yeah, folks, I think if we break out bullishly from these levels, I think all-time highs is where we go next. If we break down bearishly, those are my price targets. Now, folks, long-term, I like Elrond. I would not be the least bit surprised if by the peak of this bull run, Elrond is somewhere in the thousands of dollars range. Whether it's 1,000, 2,000, I don't know for sure. Nobody knows for sure when the peak of this bull run will be or how high these coins will go. But I do think Elrond has a good chance of reaching the thousands of dollars by the peak of this bull run. I think the peak of this bull run is likely to end sometime around, maybe not, could be wrong, right? Sometime around September, October with Bitcoin. I'm basing that off Sharp at Sharp by Trading Shot. There's a link down in the description below for our Discord. In the resources section, you could find the chart I'm talking about. The person does a very good job of breaking down the Bitcoin cycles, how Bitcoin basically moves in 4-year cycles based off the halvings. And based off that, Bitcoin is likely to reach its peak the end of September 2021. If we look back at 2017, Ethereum reached its peak a month after Bitcoin. So could something similar happen where Ethereum and the altcoins such as Elrond reach their peak roughly a month after Bitcoin, and Bitcoin reaches its peak roughly September, October this year? That doesn't have to happen, but is it a likelihood that things will play out similar to that? I think there's a good chance. So I'm going to be looking to scale out I'm going to be looking to scale out late third quarter, early fourth quarter. In terms of long-term investing, I believe it's better, at least for myself, the approach that I'm taking, I'm scaling out more based off time frames, less so off certain price targets. I mean, I will take, some profits based off some price targets, but I'm also basing my investing strategy and my selling strategy based off time frames more so than price targets. Those are my thoughts with Elrond, folks. Really, I'm so proud of calling this one. Folks, you can look back in our Discord group. Link to that will be down in the description below. We have screenshots from weeks ago when I was ringing the alarm bells. Went back when Elrond was below $40. What are you doing? Not subscribing to this channel? What are you doing? You want 10 more opportunities to fly by before you like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell icon, notify new uploads? Okay, folks, that's it for now. Take care. Oh, join our Patreon. Link for that down in the description below. VIP Discord, low cap gems. Take care.